My name is Wendie Wilson. I'm with Gifted Journeys. We're an egg donation agency located out of Los Angeles, California, and we work with intended parents all over the world. If you don't have a clinic, then our agency can recommend any number of clinics we've been working with for many, many years. In fact, most of the clinics I've been working with comfortably and have good relationships with, I've been working with for approximately 10 years. So we would be able to have a talk with you, find your personality, what you're comfortable with, and then we would be able to match you with a clinic that we think would be very good for the type of person that you are. If you're coming from another country to do egg donation, to be honest, the time isn't that much different as if you lived in the United States. But the amount of travel safely would be between 5 to 10 days. And it really just depends on the doctor's offices. We have some doctor's offices that feel strongly that you shouldn't travel for a week after a transfer, and we have other doctor's offices that say it's about 48 hours turnaround. So it really depends on the doctor and what that doctor feels comfortable with. But I would say a week might be the average. There are lawyers involved in a cycle between an egg donor and an intended parent. And what these essentially are is, in a nutshell, is the donor is agreeing legally to release this cycle of eggs to her intended parent, and the intended parent is agreeing to take custody of these eggs. So it's a very small, short way of saying it. Additionally, in this contract, it will have terms, privacy agreements about future contact, and essentially both parties agreeing that they will not contact the other. There's also a breakdown of what happens for costs and everything else that is involved in the egg donation process. But for the most part, what it is the agreement to release for the donor to release custody of these eggs into the intended parents. The most common question that I get from international clients is how can they be sure that they're getting the donor that they see on paper? And I think that that's a very good and valid question, because not only are they not from this country, but they don't technically know us personally. So one of the things that we talk about with our international clients, and a lot of this having to do with the simple fact that we're going to also both know their doctor's office, is to make sure that they talk to their doctor's office about the donor. We send all of the donor's information to the doctor's office. So you have two places that are verifying this is who it is. Additionally, to a certain degree, if someone is incredibly nervous, you do have to let them know that there's a bit of a leap of faith that goes into this process. You have to be able to trust the agency you're with a little bit in order to move forward with it, because if not, then the fear alone is going to keep you from moving forward with this process. You can usually look places up like, say, Parents Via Egg Donation, greateggs.com, the doctor's office, and various other people in this industry who actually have quite a bit of knowledge about all of the different agencies that are out there, and you could do a little research on your own just to make sure that you're going with some place that has a good reputation. As far as contacting the donor later on, or her contacting you, that's something that would have to be decided at the time of the donation, because you're not required to give your information to each other, and legally you actually sign contracts stating that you are anonymous and that doing this would be against the law. So there really isn't any legal rights for the donor to contact the couple or the intended parent in the future, and vice versa. My suggestion that I often give, and again, every agency is a little bit different, but my suggestion is if both parties wanted to have some sort of future contact, then they would need to either sign up with a registry, or they would need to exchange email addresses. And I suggest anonymous email addresses. That way, neither of them would actually have each other's contact information, last names, anything like that. But at some point in the future, they would have some way to reach out and contact. With regards to whether or not to tell your child where they came from, my personal feeling is to be open and honest. If you're open with and honest with your children from a young age, then it's something that they don't know any different. They accept it. They feel good about it. There is absolutely nothing to make them feel different or strange or outcast. It's just simply the way they came into this world. And so that's what I would personally embrace. The cost for egg donation is pretty, I would say it's pretty similar straight across the board with most agencies. The egg donor fee ranges from about $5,000 to $10,000. $5,000 being for a first-time donor, $10,000 being on the higher end for a donor who's done a cycle before and has proven fertility. The agency fees for this, which most of them cover, like ours cover, for instance, the attorney fees, the insurance for the donor, the attorney for you and your donor, and the facilitation of the cycle, and that ranges from $5,500 to $6,500, depending on whether, again, it's a first-time or a previous donor. There's not a lot of people that we won't work with. One of the few stipulations that we have just straight across the board in this industry would be that if it's intended parents, ages together equal 110 or less, and that's just for the safety of the child. But we don't really have any other stipulations that we work with. Single parents, whether it be single fathers or single mothers. We'll work with gay couples, lesbian couples. Really, it doesn't matter. We're very open to anybody who feels that they want to be a parent. I've been working in this industry for just under 10 years, and I've really seen what people are looking for from the very beginning. We will take the time to talk to you. We will hold your hand. I give my cell phone out. We will talk to your doctor. We will be a part of this journey with you from start to finish.